So I had an very inspiring meeting today. Welcome back, anybody who's watching again, and to everybody who is new. Welcome to my Dream Big Tuesday, Live by Night. In the summer I love doing it because it's still bright out and it's almost 10 p.m. So, and sometimes I get inspired in the daytime or the evening, like now. And as I said, today I had a very inspirational meeting in the morning, which dealt with what is the most important that we have as human being on this beautiful earth, which is called personal branding. So that's a really passionate topic of mine. And today I got re-inspired by somebody else on their interpretation of just that. So I learned some things that I just want to share with you quickly today. It's going to be a short one today because obviously it's evening. So the things to think about is about your personal brand is to find out your core world, so to say, and what that is, and what that is for you is important. What does it mean, your core world? And what is the core of you? I mean, that's rooted deep inside you, and is why you were put on this earth. So, in another way, you can say it's your life mission. But to define that, you really need to do some what I call soul searching, and get a piece of paper, pencil, and a piece of paper, and start writing it down. That's one way to go with it. Because I just love that term. So I heard it today. Core world. What is that? It's pretty deep and it's pretty high up there. So that's something that I had to share with you guys. And then the next step is just within that process, you would want to find out, who are you? Who are we? Who are you? Who are me? These are very important questions to ask. We have one viewer. Thank you for coming on. So who are you? That's something I've been asked many times over, especially in interviews, going in for a job interview or in a casting for a role I was supposed to do. So, and it's really hard to answer that question, actually, most of the time. So it's very important that you spend time with yourself to find out, who are you? And it goes in alignment with what I just said, your core world within you. And the next one I learned today was, how do you want to be seen within this world? And what does that look like for you? And the next one would be, what are your burning desires? What are your passions in life? Those are many, but I would say, in my mind, today I was thinking I would probably pick 3 to 5 things. Also write them down with a piece of paper, with a pencil. Because burning desires or passions, so to say, which I'm talking about frequently in the past, is very important to figure out. And then the final question, which I learned today, was, how do you want your personal brand to be perceived in not only in the social media era or on platforms, but also in the daily life. Let's say you're doing a live conference, you're doing a live motivational speech for some group or community. How does that look like for you? How would you perceive that? How would you manifest that? How does that look for you? Those are things that I'm already perceiving in my mind. So when I had that inspirational morning, it was just in total alignment in my journey at the moment. And it's very gratifying and very unique to see or feel that I'm on the right path in my life. And I really have been inspired by many of you here on social media, mostly the last 10 years. People I've been following, people I look up to. Thank you for inspiring me. Just say that right now when I feel it. And has brought me to this moment where I'm going live every Tuesday and sharing whatever topic I feel is necessary for that day or week or inspirational day that I had. So yeah, it's really, really important to figure out your personal brand. Even if you just, it doesn't matter what you are. You can be a caretaker in a facility, or you can be a doctor, or you can be a nurse, or you can be a kindergarten teacher. It doesn't matter. Everybody has a personal brand, and everything can be actually turned into a financial gain for you if you want it. Because your profits or your income or money that you will earn in your life, that is you, that is directly connected with your true self, your true authentic self, is when you're total and utterly in alignment with your personal brand, which is you. In other words, you can also say the word authenticity, which we talk a lot, a lot about. Just to mention one thing, I'm reading this book. I know I've covered it before, some chapters. Simon Sinek, Start with Why, his first book, and he's talking about authenticity. It's not something you can just go to school and learn one day to another. And how can you tell somebody to be more authentic? Like, yeah, on a movie set, if I'm doing a role and the director comes up to me and says, I need a little bit more authenticity in this role. But that's really, really hard to do because that's not just something that is done instantly. It's something that you have to grow into, mostly with wisdom in life. But wisdom can be acquired much faster today than it ever has been because we have the social media platforms as we have now. Uh, and that makes us globalized in an instant. Just like now, I'm doing a live, I can be seen around the world in this very moment. Different time zones, obviously, but it doesn't matter. Somebody will catch it in the morning, somebody will catch it in the evening. And look at this, a beautiful cat come walking to me. I love cats, so that's a good sign. Thank you, little one. And cats, they have a personal brand of their own, right? They have a very strong energy about it, so it's a good sign for me. A cat came walking. Anyways, so what I was saying, that the authenticity cannot just be gained from one day to another. Personal branding has to be studied, has to be learned over some time, but you can learn it much faster today, as I'm in the process of learning now, the last year or so, and how to manifest that into whatever you want it to be. So, and the thing is, your personal brand can be more than just one thing. That's another thing. I also learned today that, let's say you have a 9 to 5 in your daytime, 5 days a week, and you're a doctor. But when you clock out at 5 p.m., whatever that time is, you go off and you're on your free time, you turn into the magician, or you are a professional magician, or you do card tricks. in the evening for shows, live shows, events. So that's mean you have two sides or two careers or side hustle, whatever you want to call it. That's also part of your personal brand. So if you're here and watching this and think that you can only be one profession in your life or be one thing in your life, and that has to be that or the other, then you're, I will say, to testify that that is completely off and wrong, in the sense that I had many odd jobs in my life and I could identify in all the jobs that I have had or all the careers that I tried. I can go back and think, oh my God, I could do this, I can do that. Of course, it did confuse me when I was younger, but looking back, I am so fortunate and happy to have all these skills that I acquired through my life at the age of 44. And that's where the wisdom, authenticity come in. If you are grateful for those things that you learned through your life and your journey. And that's something you should, or we should, acknowledge about ourselves. And the other side of that is what I also learned today, that the world is a huge built and a huge wave of judgment, unfortunately. And we also get judged through the eyes of other people without them even knowing us. And that's also why it's so super, super important to find out what our personal brand is about. Again, our core world, the core world of you, and how do you want to be seen, and how you want the world to perceive your personal brand. Yeah. And if, or you want to put that into action and make that your livelihood or your business, I'm actually here in a situation where I'm doing that. And if you're interested about hearing how to do that, you can also connect with me, because I'm starting on this very crazy journey of being on the digital world, creating businesses within the affiliate marketing arena, which I'm really proud of being part of right now, because I'm learning so much in a rapid speed of time. And it's so important for me that I don't lose track of who I am and have my personal brand with me, my authenticity, because that's really what it's about. That is the true self of you. That is the true essence of you. And this is how you will stand out. Standing out, I wrote it down today, is actually means authenticity. How can you stand out? Let's say you're applying for a job. Okay. So the first thing, you send the application. Mostly today, it's an application through the digital media, to an email, to a website. You send the email or you apply the job through a database that the company has set up. You send your CV and you just one of the pile, right? Let's say 150 applicants. You wait 3 days. So your next step should be call up the person or the company that you applied for. Call up the person who was responsible for hiring, reading your CV, your application. And then you will talk to this person and say, hey, my name is Rasmus. I applied this job 3 days ago for IT tech position, team manager, whatever. Have you read my CV yet? Application. No, no, sir. I haven't done it. Thank you for calling. But we need to have 150 applicants before I can start reading them. In many ways, that's bullshit, because most jobs, they fill the position even before the application time is over. So, but you calling in advance before that time is over, making a mark on this person, you say your name and say, please read my application. You already made a connection and you stand out. You become authentic in that instant. But that's the strategy we also use in sales, in affiliate marketing, or whatever have you. That's how the best people become the best. But they always have to be sincere and authentic and come from the heart. That's very important too. Yeah. So that's the way to go if it was such a situation for a job interview. So you stand out and you hang up the phone, and that person will start, oh my God, I need to find, oh, who's Rasmus? And then this person will acknowledge you and read your CV and application first, and he will put you in pile. Oh, that's a favorite pile because you already made the call showing that you have more interest in a job than just any of the ones in the pile, you know. So that's kind of like standing out. So personal brand, I can go on and on about this topic because it is very important. So, and if you want to connect more with me and find out how more you want to, if you want to make this into your business, I can help you. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm gladly here to help. So, thank you for showing up and watching my replay, and see you next Tuesday. And remember, always dream big.